We touch things every day: a coffee cup, a car door, a computer keyboard. Each time we do, it is likely that we leave behind our unique signature in our fingerprints. No two people have exactly the same fingerprints. Even identical twins with identical DNA have different fingerprints. This uniqueness allows fingerprints to be used in all sorts of ways, including for background checks, biometric security, mass disaster identification, and of course, in criminal situations. Fingerprint analysis has been used to identify suspects and solve crimes for more than 100 years, and it remains an extremely valuable tool for law enforcement. One of the most important uses for fingerprints is to help investigators link one crime scene to another involving the same person. Fingerprint identification also helps investigators to track a criminal's record, their previous arrests and convictions, to aid in sentencing, probation, parole, and pardoning decisions. Welcome to MTBrains, a place where we make facts fun for you. Make sure to smash the subscribe button and click on the bell icon to never miss a video. With that, let's start the video. A fingerprint is an impression left by the friction ridges of a human finger. The recovery of partial fingerprints from a crime scene is an important method of forensic science. Moisture and grease on a finger result in fingerprints on surfaces such as glass or metal. Deliberate impressions of entire fingerprints can be obtained by ink or other substances transferred from the peaks of friction ridges on the skin to a smooth surface, such as paper. Fingerprint records normally contain impressions from the pad on the last joint of fingers and thumbs, though fingerprint cards also typically record portions of lower joint areas of the fingers. Human fingerprints are detailed, nearly unique, difficult to alter, and durable over the life of an individual, making them suitable as long-term markers of human identity. Have you ever imagined what caused the need for fingerprints? In this world, once there lived two prisoners who looked identical and even shared the same name, but the two prisoners pictured were actually different people, and their remarkable case helped bring in the era of fingerprint identification. The man above was called Will West, the man below William West, and they were both sentenced to jail at Leavenworth Penitentiary in Kansas over 100 years ago. The arrival of Will West in 1903 caused the records clerk at the prison considerable confusion because he was convinced he'd processed him 2 years previously. McLaughlin then set about taking his Bertillon measurements, named after the French policeman Alphonse Bertillon, which was the usual method of identifying people and involved recording the dimensions of key physical features. McLaughlin, still convinced the man, before he had already been to the prison, looked up his name in his filing system and found one William West, who looked identical to Will West in the photographs in every respect. They even shared the same Bertillon measurements. But Will West insisted to McLaughlin that it was not him. "That's my picture, but I don't know where you got it, for I know I have never been here before." To McLaughlin's shock, he was absolutely right too. William West was a different person altogether and in fact, had been admitted to the prison 2 years previously for murder. The case highlighted the flaws in the Bertillon method, and it wasn't long before the US authorities turned to fingerprint. He told the US prison officer how Scotland Yard had been using fingerprinting for the past 3 years and evangelized its accuracy. McLaughlin was sold, and after being instructed on the technique he introduced it to Leavenworth Prison. America's first national fingerprint repository was established shortly afterward. The use of fingerprints had actually begun in 1858 with Sir William James Herschel, Chief Magistrate of the Hooghly District in Junjapur, India, who asked locals to stamp their business contracts with their palms. However, he did this on a hunch that it would be a good way of identifying someone, not because he knew the science behind it.